What's up, City Sports Network? I'm back here today with an audio podcast with Mr. Tariq Nelson, wide receiver from Buffalo State. Tariq, how we doing today, big dog?
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks for having me up here. I really appreciate the opportunity. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Really excited to have you on. We got a lot to talk about. So, kind of diving right in, you were mentioned off camera that you just finished up your junior season. There's a lot of decisions for you to make, whether you want to go to draft, whether you don't, whether you want to hit the portal, whether you want to stay. Where are you at with that whole process?
Like you said, decision. Right now I'll keep it 100. So I've been saying that a little bit on the post, trying to finish up finals right now. But my thoughts on that really is just like draft. Obviously, everybody dream, but I do want to finish school here and want to finish my last season because like you was talking about, like you can't get it back. It's not getting it back. But going pro, going overseas, definitely, definitely be wonderful. And as for the transfer portal, it's obviously been in my head, but I don't think I'm going to check. Well, I think I'm stick it out. I already 3 years here. So myself, and the last one with my brothers here, I already built a great bond, my staff and my rest of my teammates. So, and I think we got something special going on next year. I definitely think it's going to be the leap we need to take for where we need to go. So I say that's what's on my mind on that right now. Hopefully, I think it's finals. I get to dive in more on that, but yeah.
Without a doubt, and speaking of culture at Buffalo State, your documentary. I mean, talk about that. That's an incredible opportunity for you to have a documentary kind of talking about your story. It was shown at your school. How huge was that for you?
Absolutely. Oh, that was really huge. Like, I got to, just tell my story, get my story out there. It was a good time. I was just excited that somebody wanted to talk about my story. That was big for me. I was just like, wow, I really appreciated that. But documentary itself, like the whole process was amazing. They came out early. It's like this was our springtime, so this thing had 6 a.m. practice. They out there at 5:30. When I get out there, they catch me doing warm-ups. It's like nice time to like really see me how I interact with my teammates on a daily, get to see other people's perspective, how they think about me, and like my characteristics and who I am as a person. So that was really big for me. That was really big for me.
I can't imagine how huge that was for you, having that opportunity at your age and for people to really understand like what you went through. One thing that I took away from the documentary was when you enter the room, how people view you. They clearly view you as a leader, as someone who they look up to, and that's incredible. As a junior in college, for people to, I mean, there's most seniors in college that don't get that. So, what is the bond with your teammates like, and how much does it mean to you to be a leader?
My bond with my teammates are amazing, and that's just what I like. My mission is to like when I walk out the room, how do people view me? How do people talk about me? And obviously, I'm leaving a great taste in people's mouth because that's how they speak about me. And it's very highly. I love every day going to my teammates, trying to make my teammates better, letting them make me better. Like one thing about I think that I gravitate towards everyone so well is because I'm not a person who's gonna I know I'm good or anything, or everybody knows I'm good. I'm just gonna be like, okay, nobody can talk to me or this, that, and the third. I'm as close as I am to the first string starters who I ball with on the field to the fifth string who don't see the field, who's scouting. Like we are like my energy never switches. Anytime anybody calls me, I pick up. It's like the bond I got with my teammates is your brotherhood, and that's just not all because like all I want to just win it. Like it's genuine, and I think everybody knows that about me. So I think that's why I get highly spoken about. And sometimes I won't lie, it's like it be a heavy weight on my shoulders because like sometimes you just want to be alone, but it's like this helps me build my characteristics up there. And like sometimes someone else's feeling matters more than yours. You know what I'm saying? So like this helps me, and now I got a little brother, I'm be older brother, helps me, guide myself to where I am today. if I go to anybody right now, like on the street, they would never know I'm cancer. And they would never know unless like we ever have a sit down conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't just put that out there. Like I don't want no remorse or anything. I want to get treated like everybody else. I want to work hard like everybody else. I want to get criticized and all like everybody else. I don't need, oh, you guys can't really take it easy. I don't want nobody to take anything easy on me. I want full throttle 100% because that's how I'm going. So that's why I don't take that much sympathy. I want everybody to treat me how everybody else get treated.
I think a big part of that mentality comes from the fact that you grew up in one of the toughest cities in the entire country, Brooklyn, New York. I mean, you know what it's like to be a dog. You have to be a dog to make it. So growing up in Brooklyn, man, just tell me about the grind and the hustle that you had to have.
Brooklyn is different. Like definitely, I know coming, like especially coming up here from college now, it's like it's a whole other ball game in the city. Like you really have to. One is the population is different. It's so many people, so it's like you really have to compete in everything you do just to get a little name out there. So like it's just the competition, like the competition with everything, with grades. 3,000 kids in my school, and of course, it's a lot of people that want to be the smartest, and I'm one of them. So it's competition levels. It's that always want to be the best. That's what I think the city really brought out me. Always want to be the best because there's so many people who are just so talented and good at what they do, and so are you. So it's like being in the city made me want to be the best and be the door because so many people I want to just be better than because there's so many people there that's talented.
Man, I can't say when you say that to me, like you putting that in perspective, it really does. It really brings up how many talented people there are in the world and how you have to kind of separate yourself. Talking about separating yourself, you separated yourself with having 13 yards per reception. When I look at that number on a sheet of paper, I'm like, man, this guy is explosive every time he gets the ball. He fights for every yard. How do you manage to create such separation and yards after catch?
So honestly, this season was a big emphasis on that right there because like this is funny. So this all stems back to my cancer situation while I was in the hospital. I was in the hospital for 2 months, and as I was in the bed, I was plotting on like what I need to work on, and when I get to these steps, what else I'm gonna have to work on after. So going to my first season, I knew that I needed. I knew I still had a step on kids, so I was like, okay, I need my speed this season. But then during that season, I realized, oh, I'm still small. I gotta get my weight up. So the season after that, it was a big emphasis on weight room. So my second season, I got my weight up, and then I was averaging more yards, but I wasn't really exploding to get the separation that you're talking about. So this year, the emphasis was explosion. So now I picked speed, power, and explosion all in one, and give you this season. My releases got much better. I took a lot of time this summer to understand how defenses work. So before, I was just out there running and getting open because I was like, I knew what I was doing. But now, before the pre snap, I can look at a safety and a linebacker and understand that's cover three, and this linebacker going to the flat, and this safety drop it down to the seam flat, and this area is going to be open. So this is where I need to be. So that's what's really helped me change and develop my game, understanding where the defense is going to be at. That's what really helped me. Who's stunning, who's blitzing, who's replacing. That's where I got to be because that's what's open. And that's how, yards for catch happen. And just being physical after the ball. Not running that down, low on my shoulder, stuff like that. So,
knowing the game combined with your talent and speed, I can't imagine what that combination looks like on the field. That must be deadly. And even you developing too. You're still developing as a football player, right? You're only a junior. Now you're going into your senior year. Senior year, I mean, talk about what you're about to do this year, because I can only imagine what's going to happen.
It's like, and that's another reason why I want to finish my senior year, because it's such a big, like, what is Tariq Nelson about to do? Because it's been a build up since my freshman year. It's like freshman year, I'm rookie of the year, second year was second team conference, third year, same thing, second team conference. So it's like I'm trying to make this an All American year, all for it. I'm trying to go to week 4 with around 700 yards. Like I'm just trying to get that. I'm trying to get nasty with it. I'm trying to break all the receiving records here. I actually leave my mark here. So when I leave here 10 to 15, 20 years later, when all the receivers coming here and they trying to do something, they got to think about me because they got to break my records. You have to mention me. That's what I want my senior year to be. When you mention Buffalo State, you mention me. And that's why I want to leave my mark. Yeah.
Buffalo State. talk about the environment of the school. How do you think it's run? What are some good things, but what are some things that you wish would change about your school?
All right. So only reason I'm gonna get into the bad things first is because I look outside my window and it's freezing. I hate that. I yo, I hate the cold so much. And like after my kids just it made my bones so like so like when it get cold, my bones hurt, like I got arthritis. Like I hate that. But honestly, it's very positive. Like I love the staff here. If you reach like especially in the athletic department, like our AD, she's amazing. Our people who help us with academics, they're amazing. Like once you reach out to them, email you back immediately, may call your phone, they CC you on whoever you need to be CC on, and they get things done that you need to get done. Like they really make sure that if you need help for anything with school, on pace of graduation, all that stuff, they look out. They definitely look out. So that's one thing I can say that's very, very good about the school that I like the most. And it's a very diverse too. Very diverse. I really like that too. I'm getting to be around. I'm learning to. I'm a communication major. I think it was good for me to be around the diversity of people, so I can learn how to communicate with all types of people and learn how their views on me and how stuff like that, like my background, their background, just getting different perspective on life.
You couldn't have said it any better. And I imagine that you're that guy on campus. I imagine that everyone knows you. You're pretty popular, and that comes with a lot of responsibility, but also the party side of it. Being a college athlete. Do you go to parties, and how do you stay locked in and kind of block out all the noise?
So it's funny. One thing, if you go to talk to anyone that knows me, that I play with, even the coaching staff, they'll tell you Tariq Nelson does not party. I don't like. I don't have the urge to party. I don't go out. I go foreign as it gets. If I only completely honest. My schedule 365 days: school, weight room, field, football, film, learn. Because my thing is like I got a signal perspective on life. It took a whole different, it took a turn. It was just like what? So I honestly could care less about a party because I know after I finish doing what I'm doing, it's parties, thousand parties I'm gonna get invited to. It's gonna be lit parties, not these little parties here that violence. I can be a bystander. Anything that happen, people get drunk. I might get don't want to put that in the air, but anything bad can happen. Like I feel like I got a purpose and I got a future, so I would not want to mess that up with one night of bad thoughts because I'm drinking too much, or one night of somebody else bad thoughts because they were drinking too much. Stuff like that. Anything can happen, man. I just want to limit the possibilities of those happening. So I just stay, I do my own thing. I'll be on the game. That's what I do. I come to the crib, play the game. I'm on Warzone with my bros, and that's how I have my fun. I chill with my bros, have Warzone with them. Other than that, I'm chilling.
That's great to hear that you stay locked in. It's hard to do that, man. It really is. Being in New York, a crowded city like Buffalo, you kind of get carried away. One question I really wanted to ask, or looking forward to asking you, this, knowing that you're from New York. Right now, who do you think is the biggest icon in your city? Pop Smoke, Little Mabu, Ice Spice, or A Boogie? Who's your number one?
All right, so if Pop Smoke was still alive, I probably would have to go with Pop Smoke. I won't lie. I keep it a day. But for the females, I think it's Ice Spice. She got a thing going on. She got TikTok going crazy. She doing her thing. Shout out to Ice Spice. A Boogie, that's my guy. I like A Boogie, so I think A Boogie. There's a lot of influence going on. They got underground influences. A lot. It's a lot of influence going on. The biggest, I don't know. It's split between the artists you said. So between the females and all that stuff like that. Yeah.
That I was interested to hear your take on that because it's a gray area too. All these people coming from New York, making their name, they had to grind. They had to have the same grind that you're having right now, right? To become something, to kind of put their name out there. Nelson, I appreciate your time. Tariq, it's been great having you on the show today. My final question for you is kind of, going through the struggle, right? A big part of it is the youth. a lot of young kids nowadays don't understand struggle. They have
Absolutely.
no awareness of what's going on around them. What's your biggest piece of advice, and how do you plan to impact the youth in the next 5 to 10 years?
All right, so right now, currently, I've been like I just recently went to my high school to speak to the current high school players that's there to give them a little insight of some of my struggles and give a perspective on life and try to help them out with that. I'm supposed to go down to Ithaca High School around January, the end of January, go talk to them too to do the same thing, because I want to public speak and try to change the perspective of the youth. Because like you said, they haven't been through struggle, so like they tend to, in my opinion, they tend to gravitate to whatever they see and just do it because they don't understand the repercussions and all the things that can happen. So in the 5 to 10 years, that's what I plan on doing, just going around and speak and telling them that. Because like I said, well, I didn't say, but I wasn't a perfect kid. It took that experience for me to realize what's important. And I think that's my advice right there. Like understand what's important in your life because what's fun now, it's going to be fun later. But the certain opportunities you have now, you will not have later. But that same fun that you could have now, you will have later. Like a party is going to be a party for when you die, when you have kids, when they have kids. It's always going to be parties. It's always going to be fun. But the opportunities that you need to seize now need to be seized. So that's probably my advice to the youth right there. And have your own mind. Don't get misguided by the hype and what you see on the internet because all of that's facade. Just make sure like you're happy in the inside. Don't let the internet be your happiness because that's what the youth right now. Don't let the internet be their happiness. Be your own happiness. Make sure the reality of your life is better than delusion. And
That's so real, man. You're one of the real ones, man. I can just tell the way you speak about things, with the passion and stuff. Man, again, Tariq, really appreciate your time. I learned a lot from you about your story. I know 2024 is going to be a year that no one sees coming. It's going to be a big
absolutely.
year. I expect to see you, top three, top four in Division Three in terms of yards per catch. Really.
You hear me? Top two and not two.
Top two and
Top
not
two
two.
and not two.
Let's go. Appreciate it.